Hi there. Today I want to talk about buying flight tickets to the Philippines, and also I'd like to talk about a little problem I had regarding my tourist visa. And if you're somebody that's coming to the Philippines on a tourist visa and you're planning on staying longer than the 30 days permitted, then it's something you may need to listen to, as it might just save you getting in a little problem. Anyway, crack on with the tickets. When I buy my tickets to come to the Philippines, I don't usually make a big deal out of it. I usually wait till I've done all the things I want to do back in England, family stuff, business stuff, and stuff work on my home, being to the places I want to be to, and do the things I want to do. And then I just turn on the old computer, see what the best deal is, and buy my ticket. Well, I've done it a little bit different this time. I've had a number of people say to me, buy your tickets in advance, you'll save so much money. And then I've had another group of people say to me, buy your tickets at the last minute, in places like lastminute.com, and you'll get yourself a real bargain. So, from the moment I got back in England to the moment I come back to the Philippines, I was monitoring the price of the tickets with the view to buy if the right one come along. Well, my experience, I found there was not much change in the price of the tickets from the first moment I looked to the moment I bought my tickets 3 months later to come back to the Philippines. I made my mind up straight away that I wanted to go with Philippine Airlines this time. I live in the Philippines and I like to support the Philippine economy. But the quote I got from them, it was £1,167. That's a hell of a lot of money for that flight. And so I pretty much ruled that one out straight away because I was not going to pay that to come to the Philippines. The next one I looked at was someone I've flown with before, and that was Singapore Airlines. And their quote I got from them at the beginning, which was pretty much the same 3 months later, was £862. And still quite a bit of money, but considerably cheaper than the one I got from Philippine Airlines. Another one I looked at was Malaysian Airlines. They were coming in about just a bit lower than the Singapore Airlines one. I think it's £842, a little bit cheaper, but it wasn't cheap enough to warrant going with them instead of Singapore Airlines, for the simple reason, I'm still a bit funny about all the planes they were losing, and safety is a little bit of a concern for me. So I pretty much ruled that out, and already I was starting to make my mind up. It was going to be Singapore Airlines. Anyway, time was getting on a bit, and I was just sitting out in the garden one afternoon, and one of my daughters come round, and she said, "What are you up to?" I said, "I'm going to buy my tickets to the Philippines. It's dragging on a bit, and it's about time I got my tickets. I'm pretty much all done here now." And she asked how much I was going to have to pay. And I said, "Well, I haven't made my mind up yet, but it's looking like I'm going to be going with Singapore Airlines again, and it's going to be £862. And she said, "Well, that's way too much money, Dad." She goes, "I can get it much cheaper than that." Right. I just sort of looked at her and said, "Oh, can you now?" I don't think so. And she said, "No, I really can." She goes, "Where have you looked?" And I said, "Well, I've looked on all the major airlines I normally go with, a few compare sites, and lastminute.com. And she said, "Have you tried Google Flights?" And I sort of looked at her and went, "Google what?" And she went, "Google Flights." To be honest, I've never even heard of it. And I said, "No, I haven't." I mean, everybody knows Google, YouTube, Google Maps, Google this, Google that, Google everything, Google Insurance. But I've never heard of Google Flights. So we went inside, turned on the old computer, and she typed in all my requirements and the dates I was looking at, pressed that button, and whoa, there was page after page after page of good quality flights, all cheaper than what I was just about to purchase with Singapore Airlines. But there was one there in particular that caught my eye, and that was Cathay Pacific. And it wasn't just the price that caught my eye, it's the fact that they were going to be stopping over in Hong Kong. And the price of this ticket with Cathay Pacific was only £527. And me and Yvonne have been thinking about going to Hong Kong just for a short visit, and it's for Tilly, so she can have her very first flight. It's she's not been in a plane yet, Tilly hasn't, and it's a short flight. I think Hong Kong is like 711 miles from Manila, and it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to get there. It's really hour 15, hour 30, something like that. It's a really short flight. I'm not sure, I think Hong Kong's the nearest one to Manila. So I booked a ticket there and then, and was happy, thinking with all that, and thinking, oh brilliant, happy days. And yeah, I'm going to Cathay Pacific. Got a good safety record, good price ticket, and that is actually the cheapest ticket I'd ever purchased to come to the Philippines. Their return ticket was actually cheaper than a single one-way ticket with Philippine Airlines, so I think it just speaks volumes, doesn't it, about what a good deal I got there. Well, the day before my flight, I went to check in online, and this is where the tourist visa bit comes in. Straight away, I could see it was a little bit different checking in online with Cathay Pacific. They were asking so many questions. Normally, you only have to put your passport number in there, maybe your name, passport number. They were asking so many questions. And then they asked me to upload my visa documents. I couldn't do that because I ain't got any. I was travelling on a tourist visa. And somehow or another, I was just fiddling around redoing it, and I managed to wing it. And I even managed to book my seats. So I was thinking, yeah, it's sorted. Maybe a little error on the computer at the time. But it was sort of playing on my mind a little bit. Anyway, got to the airport, went to the departure lounge, and some lady called me over and she said, Mr. Roberts, got a little problem with your check-in. And I said, yeah, what's that? She said, your visa. And I went, well, I don't have a visa. I was used to travel on a tourist visa. She said, exactly, that's the problem. And I said, problem? Why is that a problem? And she said, under Philippine law, you're only allowed to stay in the Philippines for 30 days on a tourist visa. And I said, yeah, I know that. I've been doing it for 6 years. And she said, well, your return ticket, it far exceeds that 30 days. And I said, yeah, I know that. I said, it's never been a problem before. I said, mind you, this is the first time I've travelled with Cathay Pacific. I said, I usually get there, and when the 30 days is up, I usually go down to my local immigration office and renew it for the first month, and then followed by every 2 months. And she said, well, what's your business to be staying in the Philippines that length of time anyway? And I went, well, I've got a partner in the Philippines. I've got a 4-year-old daughter. I said, I've even got a Philippine driving license. I've got a Philippine ID card. I live there. And she said, you got a Philippine ID card? And I went, yeah. And she said, may I see it, please? And I went, yeah, certainly. So I gave her my ID card, and she looked at it, typed in a few things and all that. And then she asked me a couple more questions. They were like trick questions, and she wanted to know where I was going in Mindanao. And I said, Hinapulon, Iligan City. And she said, they're not in Mindanao. I said, yes, they are. She went, oh yeah, of course they are. But they were like trick questions and that. And this lady, believe it or not, working at D4 Airport for Cathay Pacific, she was actually a Filipina. She's actually from the Philippines. And she's sort of saying like, oh, I haven't got a driving license. But she said, yeah, you're going to be fine. She said, I'd be fine, and you have a nice flight. But it was not going to be a nice flight really, because I was all stressed out now, and I kept thinking, I'm going to get to Hong Kong now. And then I've got to leverage proceed to Manila. And this cheap ticket I've just purchased, it's not going to be so cheap after all. I might have to go back to my home and buy more tickets for Philippine Airlines to travel on. But luckily, that never happened. And we got to Hong Kong, it was a really nice flight, and then I got on to Manila. But I think you'll find out that some airlines, they stick to the letter of the law. They have no flexibility. And I am almost 100% sure that if I didn't have that ID card, they wouldn't have let me on that plane. And that cheap ticket, it was cheap at the time, may not have turned out to be so cheap after all. So, anybody planning on coming to the Philippines and staying over 30 days on a tourist visa, think on. There could be a few problems. I've got other ways around that if it happened in the future. So, I'll talk about that at a later date if I get any problems. But there you go. That's my experiences of flying to the Philippines this time. Yeah, thanks for watching, and hope to catch you all again real soon. Bye for now.